Hello and welcome to another episode of The Travelling Author. And this time we're coming from Leh in Ladakh, which is in the Jammu Kashmir region of northern India. Leh is situated in the state of Jammu Kashmir, which is at the very northern borders where India meets China. The Karakoram and Himalaya mountains provide the backdrop to this spectacularly breathtaking landscape, and Leh is nestled in some 3,500 feet above sea level at the foot of this mountain range in the Indus Valley. Nestled in the valley, this important city was one of the first to be established in the Indus. And even the creeping modernity has not removed the strong cultural and ethnic traditions of the people here. The place is literally steeped in history, and that has been shaped by the surrounding landscape, which is in itself truly breathtaking. The Buddhist tradition lives on strongly here and is at the heart and soul of not only the people, but in the very fabric of everyday life. The purpose of my journey to Leh is to look at some of the main monasteries and stupas in this valley, and these include the monasteries of Hemis, Thikse, Stagna, Phayang and Likhir. But we'll start our adventure in Leh by seeing a couple of prominent sites in the city, the Shanti Stupa and the Leh Palace. Right, we're at the base of the Shanti Gompa, and this is one of Leh's prominent sites. You can get to it two ways. You can actually take the road which is on the side over here and take a taxi up there. But I'm going to be brave and I'm going to climb those steps up behind me. It's going to take a little while, but I'll meet you up there and we can have a look at the views from there, which are quite amazing, I believe. Well, that's stage one completed. Another couple of stages to go. Boy, this altitude really gets to you. It's amazing, even a short flight of steps like that. Normally I wouldn't think about climbing it, but here, with this altitude, not a joke. Well, that was a great climb and well worth it. Shanti Stupa was built in 1991 by the Japanese Buddhist Bhikshu Gyompo Nakamura and was part of the Peace Pagoda mission. The stupa actually holds the relics of the Buddha at its base and was enshrined by the 14th Dalai Lama. It's a big tourist attraction, and not only due to its religious significance, but also for these breathtaking panoramic views of Leh and its surrounding landscape. Right, a couple of things which I wanted to talk to you about. A lot of people ask me about preparing yourself for a trip into Leh. Well, do be prepared. This is a very high altitude location, so a level of fitness, quite a good level of fitness, is probably one of the things that you consider. And a benchmark for a lot of people that say, when you come to Leh is probably a 4K run in 20 minutes. If you could do that, you're probably fit enough to do anything. But seriously, folks, it is a very high altitude location here, and a lot of people get very severe altitude sickness when they come to this location. Another thing that people ask me about is how do I get around Leh effectively? There's many ways. There are taxis which will take you around everywhere, but they are pretty expensive. I think one of the best options is to hire a motorbike, and exactly what I'm going to be doing. And there are plenty of places in Leh to do that. Many motorbike hire places. They will hire everything from Royal Enfields, which are quite big motorbikes, to automatic scooters. If you're not really into geared bikes, then you can also hire a scooter. And it's a great way to get around this location easily and effectively. Okay, so there's a couple of tips, but enjoy this view of Shanti Stupa. As you can see, it's absolutely amazing. One of the nice things about coming to places like this in Leh. especially the Stupa here, the Gompa, is the nice little cafes that you find here. And I was quite surprised, there's a cafe right at the base of the Stupa, and if you come down here, you can get a really nice cup of one of this masala chai. It's really nice, it's great, perfect thing to warm you up, and you can complain, especially with a view like this. Can you see that? Now, isn't that absolutely fantastic? What a place to sit, contemplate your day, and just chill. But also, the nice thing about the cafes, you see that it's actually been built on top of the actual stone mountain, so you see parts of that stone mountain actually coming through the cafe. So that's quite nice, isn't it? So don't miss this place. When you come up to the Stupa, just walk down the steps on the side here and come and have a cup of masala chai and gaze out at this amazing view. Really nice.
Well, after my refreshing cup of tea, I'm back in the town centre to walk to another one of Leh's sites, the Leh Palace. It's a steep climb from the city centre, but it gives you an opportunity to explore some of the shops on the way, but you can also take a taxi up there if you wish. This 9-storied palace can be seen from everywhere in Leh. It was abandoned when the Dogra forces took control of Ladakh in the mid-19th century, which forced the royal family to move to Stoke Palace. It's been restored slowly by the Archaeological Survey of India, and the museum holds a good collection of jewellery, ornaments, ceremonial dresses and crowns. There is also Chinese paintings. Some of them are over 450 years old, with intricate designs and structures around the palace's base include the prominent stupa, the colourful muralled gompa, and a temple dating from the 1430s, which has medieval mural fragments located between the inner and outer walls. The palace is open to the public, and the roof provides panoramic views of Leh which are actually quite stunning. One of the things that I really enjoyed in Leh is the unexpected things that you would see around every corner. From these kids playing cricket in the pedestrianised town centre, to the Buddhist events at the temple like this one which I just happened to walk into. It provided me with some great photo opportunities and to sit back and be enveloped by the magical atmosphere.
Well, the first of our stops in this little tour of our monasteries around Leh is a place called Thikse, or Thikse. This is one of the primary monuments here inside the Leh Valley, and I'm sure you're going to get a kick out of this because this place is absolutely amazing. Take a look behind me. Now, with a view like that, who can't be failed to be impressed? Take a look at the mountains. This is one of the primary monasteries here inside Leh and a definite must to visit. We're going to have a little climb up to the top there and take a look at this amazing place.
I would also recommend taking these back routes up to the actual monastery rather than driving up. It gives you an opportunity to see vignettes of daily life of the monks, which otherwise is hidden as this place is akin to a small village. Restoration of the old monasteries in Ladakh, including the Thikse monastery, is being carried out by the Archaeological Survey of India at the request of the monastery administration. This, however, has not been without its controversy. The traditional mud and stone courtyards have been changed to granite, which has somewhat marred the brightness of the palace, and as a result, the balance to the restoration and renovation works is being sought to retain the old order in consonance with the new works. One of the main points of interest is this, the Maitreya or future Buddha. This temple was erected to commemorate the visit of the 14th Dalai Lama to this monastery in 1970. It contains this 15-meter high statue of the Buddha, which is the largest one in Ladakh, and it took 4 years to build. He is unusually portrayed here as seated in the lotus position rather than his usual representation as standing or in the sitting posture on the high throne as is usually seen in other statues of the Buddha. So we're inside the actual prayer hall of the Thikse Monastery, and as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. It's very, very old, and at the moment there's no monks obviously praying, but this is exactly where they pray on their daily rituals inside this monastery. Truly amazing, absolutely astounding, breathtaking actually. I'm sitting inside the library of the monastery here, and it's quite incredible. Have a look at all these scripts and bundles of manuscripts that you can see behind me. They're quite amazing. Take a look. Beautiful old ancient handwritten scripts. These are generally written on sort of bamboo or papyrus type paper, and as you can see, they're all very neatly stacked inside the library here. Quite beautiful. So, a short bike ride down from the Thikse monastery that we just saw is this one here. Now, before we have a look at this monastery, just take a look at the valley that we just came from, and in the distance there you can just about see the Thikse monastery perched on that mound there. Isn't that an incredible view of this whole valley? And that's the Indus River that you see down there. It flows across right down this valley, and let's show you a little walk around and see the mountains which are surrounding this place. Absolutely spectacular. So this one is a smaller monastery, but all the same quite well situated, and the location I think is very beautiful. It's set right up against the mountains that you can see behind. And we're going to walk up there and have a look. These beautiful stones are known as mani stones because of the prayer that is inscribed on them, Om Mani Padme Hum. They serve as an offering to spirits, and creating and carving these mani stones is a devotional process that is traditionally a reflection of piety. You will see these beautiful stones everywhere in Leh. The interior of the monastery is strikingly colourful, and although small, it's very beautiful indeed. The monastery was established in the second half of the 16th century. Stagna actually derives its name from the hill that it's created on, which looks like a tiger's nose. The Gompa belongs to the Drukpa sect and is residence to around 30 monks currently. But I think the most striking thing, and the one that I'll always remember, is the impressive drive up to it across that bridge that goes over the Indus River.
So what was probably the most thrilling bike ride that I have ever experienced, I reached Hemis Monastery. It is just an amazing location. It's right in the heart of the hills and the actual mountains surrounding this area. And if you can have a look around to the back of my, you can see what I mean. It's set in this crazy valley, and this monastery just occupies this whole area around the valley. Take a look at what is one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen in my life. So I think we should go inside and explore. What do you think? I think so too. Right, let's go and have a look. This vast courtyard is where every June the Hemis festival takes place. The ceremonies begin with an early morning ritual on top of the gompa where, to the beat of drums and the clash of great big cymbals, the portrait of Guru Rinpoche, who was the 8th century Buddhist master from the Indian subcontinent, is put on display for all to admire and worship. The interior is also worth spending some time to explore. The early afternoon sun produced these breathtaking shafts of light which gave tantalizing views of the exquisite murals which adorn the interior of this beautiful prayer hall.
Okay, so today I'm making one of my longest bike rides down the valley here, down the Indus Valley, and I'm going to go to a monastery called Alchi. It's the furthest away from Leh. It's around 70 kilometers, so it's a pretty hefty bike ride, but the views are unbelievable up this amazing road. Have a look at where I've just reached to here just now. This is the Indus Valley view that you can see behind me. So you can hear from the thundering traffic. This is a main road, quite a busy road, which goes up towards Kashmir. And by the way, the road does close during the winter time, so it's impossible. It's only open from around this time of year, which is May. So this is the only time when you can actually go through this pass. But that is an incredible view, isn't it? So let's continue our journey up to Alchi, and we'll see how we get there. And let's have a look at this amazing monastery, which is let's see if it lives up to its reputation, and hopefully it's worth the journey. See you up there.
The name Likhir means the Naga encircled, representing the bodies of the two great serpent spirits. The monastery currently has approximately 120 Buddhist monks and a school in which almost 30 students study at any one time. It is also the seat of the Ngara Rinpoche, the present representation of whom is the younger brother of the current Dalai Lama. He, however, does not permanently reside here and only is present on more of the important ceremonies at the monastery. The monastery has two assembly halls known as dukhangs, and the older one is located on the right of the central courtyard and has 6 rows of seats for the lamas and a throne for the head lama of Likhir. The order was founded by Tsongkhapa of the Yellow Hat sect, as you can see by the yellow gowns inside the prayer hall. The newer prayer hall is about 200 years old and is located diagonally across from the courtyard's entrance. There are bookcases with the volumes of the Sumbul, which describes the life and teachings of Tsongkhapa. The left wall has paintings of the 35 confessional Buddhas, while the right has an image of Sakyamu with the 2 of his chiefs by his side. All the paintings are beautifully detailed and worth looking at carefully.
So, sadly, that's the end of our adventure and what has been a great experience. My top 5, well, that's a difficult one, but let me try. Here goes. Well, number 5, I think, was the ride to Spituk Kompa on the Spituk Road. The landscape on the mountains was absolutely breathtaking, really worth doing that ride. Number 4, difficult one, but I think that would be the ride to Hemis. The Hemis Kompa, along with the actual monastery itself. What an amazing location that was. Number 3, again, I think the road to Auchi was a really spectacular ride. That was, the actual monastery itself was not as grand as I expected, but it was old and very beautiful inside, so still worth actually seeing it. Number 2, now this is a close one, but I would say I would opt for the Thikse Monastery. It's quite a spectacular and grand monastery, and lots of things to see and explore around it. Plus, a very good restaurant for food after your visit as well, which I quite enjoyed. So number 1, I would say, would be probably the road to Likhir Monastery, which was up in the north, very near to the Auchi Monastery that we saw. That was probably the most extraordinary 3.5 kilometer bike ride that I've actually ever been on. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the experience and the adventure, and I hope you have inspired you to come and have your own adventure in this beautiful location of Leh Ladakh. So this is the traveling author saying bye from Leh Ladakh.